Hi, Brian Harding here from Crump Brew Brewing, and I just wanted to show you my finished stir plate. I built this myself. All in all, a box and switches and everything, and magnets and some washers and stuff. Maybe about 15 bucks. I mean, I bought the fan and the power cord adapter a couple years ago for another project that I don't have anymore, because now I have a fridge that I turned into a fermenting box. Anyways, so yeah, this is it. It's powered by this. I got this from Radio Shack. I like these because you can, as you can see, it has a little switch and you can change the voltage as low as you want. Now, depending on the voltage of your fan, it won't work this low, but it goes from 1.5 all the way up to 12 volts, and I have a 12 volt fan. At 12 volts for what I'm doing is a little overkill, so I usually have it on the 9. So anyways, that's that. You can get them from Radio Shack. Otherwise, if you have an extra 12 volt adapter laying around, you can always use that. Toggle switch, also from Radio Shack. It lights up blue. You'll see that in a minute. Paint marker says on and off. Never mind the hole. That was kind of a mapping out accident, but that's okay. It'll be filled in later. Doesn't matter. It still works. And then this is my speed knob. It has a rheostat on the inside. Basically, same thing you'd use for like volume on a radio or something. Also, it has, it's kind of hard to see, but it has low, medium, high. And up here is the top of the box. This was the most difficult part that I had, and I didn't want to go out and buy a whole thing of magnets and have them stacked up. I mean, these magnets are really powerful, but it just, as low as it wasn't doing the job. And I seen another guy build one kind of similar to this, except for he had his fan glued to the lid, and I just didn't see gluing it to the lid, especially because this ain't a really nice cigar box like he had. I got this from the Goodwill. It was just some Eddie Bauer box. I don't know, jewelry, watches, something, you know. So anyways, I ended up cutting a hole just like he did, because it wasn't really, I mean, it was working through the box, but I couldn't get the magnets close enough. So anyways, let's open her up here. I'm sorry, I'm using my tablet camera. I do have a nice camcorder that I should be using, but anyways, as you can see, I have some little bolts with wing nuts down below, and here's this toggle switch as ground, power to the fan. I know you can't see them, but then power from the cord, and the cords, the adapter's ground hooks in with the ground of the fan, so both of those hook into the same one, because otherwise, if you don't have the ground hooked up to the toggle switch, your light won't come on. And then, as you can see, there's a red wire going over here, and it goes to the center prong on the rheostat. You have to put your power on the center prong. Any YouTube video will tell you this. One of the YouTube said I could have it on either or for the power to the fan, but I found that this, for some reason, this one worked better. And on everybody else's diagram, they said to hook it to this one. So, and there it is, hooked to the fan. So it goes to the fan, and this little computer fan that I bought from Radio Shack a long time ago. Now, like I said, it wasn't high enough, so this little plastic disc right here, at the moment, it's just hot glued, and it seems to be working. It's a little plastic disc from plumber's tape. I just wrapped the rest of the plumber's tape around the outside case that goes around it. And then I bought 3 of these washers, these steel washers from Home Depot. I only ended up using 2 of them, and I super glued them together. And at first I had them hot glued to this. Well, that ripped off last night. Within after a little bit, the magnets just sucked to the bottom of the bottle with the steer bar. So I tried to use this super glue. I had this stuff works for some stuff, but it's kind of crud. It's like rubbery when it dries. And so I woke up this morning and one side was lifted up and stuck to the jar again. So my mom that lives with me had some better super glue, and so I super glued it on. The magnets are not super glued on, they just stick to it. You can glue them if you want, but it's kind of nice just to leave them not glued. That way you can adjust them or something if you wanted to. And anyways, one has to be a positive and a negative. You know, you gotta reverse the polarities, which a lot of people won't tell you. That was another problem I was having. And you have to have them spaced out enough for the steer bar. So, anyways, I guess we can plug this in. We'll plug her in. I don't have a flask at the moment, but this milk jug works just fine. See, yeah, the steer bar set on it. See, oop. Looks like kind of like a little white pill. Anyways, so flip her on, and this fan, I don't know if it's the plug-in or what, but you have to give it a little jump start with the speed dial. And so there it is on low at 12 volts, and that, like I said, that's kind of a little bit of overkill. You don't really need that big of a funnel going, from what I've heard. But as you can see, all the air bubbles are going around, and if you're wondering what this is for, you're a new home brewer and you see this video, essentially what it is for is a yeast starter. If you know what a yeast starter is. If you don't, you can YouTube it, figure out how to make one. They're awesome. They help get your beer going and help ferment your beer better. But this is to keep the yeast in motion and also keep air in it while it's fermenting, and you get a lot more yeast and a lot better things. So anyways, see, here's the speed dial, and as I turn it up, yeah, that's at medium high, and high. And like I said, you know, unless you're like really need to mix something, would definitely be overkill. So, anyways, you know, I might make a YouTube video on how to build it. But there's plans out there. And if you have any questions, you can always just ask. I'm more than willing to help you. So, anyways, I'll show you some videos when I actually have some wort in it and some yeast, and show it in action and show you what it does. Okay, well, this is Brian Harding from Crump Brew signing off. Happy brewing.